Welcome back to the morning show on XL7TV. It's time for This Week in Real Estate with Mr. Bob Zadora. Bobby Z,
Morning, sir.
what do you know today?
Still windy. It's cold. It is. It's cold. It's a little blowy, but it's going to settle down. It's spring has started.
You think
Spring has
is
sprung.
here? Spring is sprung.
Well, it says so. That's what it's in my.
That's what your iPad told
It's
you?
what it told me. So that's yeah.
Okay. I can go along with that.
I need something for advice on it because this is like nutsy. I mean,
Local spring break starts Monday.
okay.
We'll run all of next week. Other area schools, not area, but out of the area schools will have their spring break as well. How does that affect the real estate world here?
There's some people traveling around a little bit, kind of seeing how some of the schools are, come to the places and let the kids talk to the kids and say, what do you think of the schools here? How do you like it here? What do you think of the activities, things like that? Some of that people, moving around, coming to the places, see what it looks like in the spring, see, how did they winter? This isn't really been a good year to try to figure out what winter's like.
No kidding. It's been an elongated winter.
It has been. It is unusual.
Not that it's been real bad. It's just been dragging on forever.
I don't want it to be 90 either. I mean, I like the 70s and stuff. The couple days we had of that, it was very nice. Very nice.
We got a few of those days coming up.
Yes, sir. That'll be good.
So, have you been getting a lot of internet action?
Yes,
looking?
she's been busy on the internet, responding to people inquiries. There's some people that had been here a couple months ago, and they're coming back to look at a couple houses this weekend, and so they're starting to stir a little bit. People who said, we'll be back after winter. We're going to wait and see what happened after the election, and we don't think about how short a period of time ago that was. But when they were just trying to figure out what was going to happen, and now they say, okay, let's get back into the game here, and so I know Reese has got a couple showings, and I think Darlene's showing some people. We're having the company awards banquet is Saturday, so that'll be good. See how that went, and it's spring.
Spring.
Yeah,
spring is here.
And my son is here. My eldest son is down with his girlfriend, so that's been it's been kind of that kind of week. They've been running around trying to see the area.
Okay.
They've come back with all kinds of information and stuff that I didn't even know.
You've been here 20 years.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, really? Where was that at? So that's been kind of cool. Different restaurants going, cooking at home and stuff, and it's just good to have everybody there. Mm-hmm. Both the boys, and Beth has been with Rob for, 30-some years. I mean, they've been together a long time. So she's been part of the family. My sisters would send out invitations, like for holidays. They'd send it to Beth and say, and you can bring Rob. He can be your plus one.
There you go.
So that she's a good girl. Good girl. The two of them are very good together. So it's been cool having them around here. We'll see how that all shakes out. But we've been busy though. Chasing things out, talking to people. We were on a listing appointment the other day. Somebody looking to kind of upsize a little bit. Not a lot. They downsized to the house that they're in now, and now they're looking for something. Maybe we overdid it. Okay, maybe we overshot how small is small. So we're going to try to find them another 1,000 feet and go from there.
How big was your first house?
My first house was probably. It was a Cape Cod. You came into the living room. There was one bedroom on the first floor, the bathroom, a doorway that went into the kitchen, another doorway that came into the dining room, and then there was a flight of stairs going up. And they called it 2 bedrooms, but it wasn't really because you had to pass through one to get to the other. But when I went in there, I says, well, if we take this wall out, and then maybe take that wall out, the walls from the dining room and going into the kitchen, that we'd be okay. And we took upstairs. Rob was just born. And so we put him in the bedroom down on the first floor. Mm-hmm. And we took upstairs. And then over time.
How many square feet, roughly?
Ooh, I bet we weren't 900 maybe.
Yeah, my first
If
house,
that.
first house
If
that we
that.
bought was 827 square feet.
Yeah.
It was 3 bedrooms.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you lose all your space with that. I mean, there really is
Itty-bitty
no room.
bedrooms, but
Yeah,
there
right.
was 3 bedrooms.
But the thing was, it was on a 45-foot lot. Most lots are 25 feet in the city. This was on a 45-foot lot, and the house was like this way, so it had a huge backyard. So that was actually one of the big selling points because we knew we were going to be raising a family. It's like, okay, well, so we can do that.
Yeah, the point to that question is the first-time home buyer, they're going to struggle. It's going to be hard
Sure.
for them to get into one. They don't need to look for the Cadillac. They need to look for the Volkswagen. They need to find something that they can work with, something that will get them out of the rental world and into the homeowner world. Something a little
Because-
bit smaller that they can fix up their own.
Yeah, and that's what we did. I mean, that's what we did. We built equity in there. We put a dormer in, and then couple years later, we put another dormer in and put a bathroom upstairs. Ended up with a little office up there for Linda. We had our master, and then we had like a TV room up there. The boys stayed together all the way through. We finished the basement. Put a little bar down there and stuff because that was a
That was
thing
the
to
big
do.
thing,
Well,
yeah.
yeah. Well, put a nice deck out the back. And we ran a staircase. I mean, you add on to it. Ran a staircase down from the master bedroom down to the deck down below. It was kind of cool. And that's what you do. We thought, you figure average time in a house is like 7 years. So you kind of think that way. But we ended up being in there for 20 because we just kept making it ours. But when we sold it, I mean, we lived in there all those years, raised a family, had all the birthdays and communions and everything else that goes along with that. We did all of that, and then we made a boatload of money when we sold it. So it was good. It was good. And that's where you got to kind of do it. That's where you got to look at it. You can't move into mom and dad's house. You can't get all granite and stainless and the soaker tub and whatever else may be in there. It took them a while to get to that, So, and Jason's been very realistic with that. He's been in we had a little house in Cotter, and he's living in there, and he's happy. He came from when COVID hit. He was living in an apartment. Bob, I don't think it's 300 feet. I mean, it was like no room at all. And then with COVID, he was living and work. It was okay when you could go to work and you could go out and walk around and stuff like that. Then all of a sudden you couldn't. It was like, whoa, kind of tight in here. So that was what can help seal the deal for him coming down. Rob's still working up there, so I'm not sure how that's going to shake out. But they realized that, okay, we know this is where you start and you work your way
Right.
up the chain.
Right. Take one step at a time.
That's the only way you can do it. It is the only way you can do it. I mean, and it's hard. I mean, with the economy the way it is, it's more difficult maybe, but I think that we were living a simpler life then than the kids are now. I mean, I didn't have a $800 cell phone, things like that then. Well, I mean, because we didn't. We had pagers after a little while. For a while we didn't even have the cell phones. Yeah. We were all kind of felt we were all on the same level. If that's the right term. And I don't think that, I think the kids now have a little different view of that as they're getting married and things that they want to have. And you just got to decide your priorities and what's important, and you go forward from there.
Let's take a look at your numbers.
This week in real estate, they changed my font on here. I'm not sure how this is all going to work out. This week in real estate, there were 53 new listings came on the market, 3 commercial properties, 18 parcel of land, 32 homes came on the market. They range in price from $84,000 to $650,000. 5 of them are taking backups. 38 properties sold this week, 3 commercial properties, 12 parcels of land, 23 homes sold. They range in price from $1.4 million. That's a farm, to $70,000. The average sale price this week was $258,000 with 122 days on market. 5 properties expired. There were 29 price changes. Currently, there's 378 homes listed on the MLS. Year to date, for 2025, there's been 192 homes have sold for $47 million. The average sale price is $247,000 with 95 days on market. Last year, there had been 186 homes sold with an average sale price of $231,000 with 81 days on market. In 2023, there were 186 sales. Average sale price was $219,000. In 2022, there were 231 homes sold with an average sale price of $222,000. 2021, there were 213 homes that sold. Average sale price was $182,000. And in 2020, there were 199 sales with an average sale price of $155,000.
So we've gone from 155 to 254.
Yes, in 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just, and when you look at the interest rates in 2021, 22-ish, that was, you could afford a lot more house because of the rates, and now we're at 6 3/4. I think the note I got from Chris earlier, yesterday, Wednesday, and so it's down a little bit. The Fed not doing anything the other day really doesn't affect that. We're more concerned. The 10-year rates are more concerned with the rate of inflation and how they think things are going to continue. So things seem to be settling down. It takes a time. It takes a little bit to turn that aircraft carrier around, using that as an analogy. So as those rates settle down, we'll see the rates come down some. I don't think we'll see 4s and 3s again. I think to get to that point, something has gone wrong.
People will ask, when's the best time to buy?
Yesterday. It really is, because there's, like I say, over 300 homes. So there's a nice variety out there. We've been down into double digits for a while, and we haven't been this high the past couple months. We're finally getting over 300. It's enough inventory to be able to come out and take a look and see what's out there. You just go get pre-approved, see what you can afford. That's the most important thing. See what you can afford comfortably. I don't want you living in milk crates and sleeping on air mattresses on the floor. You won't be happy. But there's opportunities. There's some nice FHA rates. There's some nice RD rates that you can do. You don't have to have as much money to put down. So, and for what you're paying for rent, it's hard to save any money to come in with that down payment. That's really the thing. But they've loosened up some things as far as gifts, people gifting you money to make that down payment. That's a little easier now than it was before. They wanted a little more accountability where it came from. Now they don't care. You got enough? Okay, fine. We'll see what we can do to help you out. But they're also going to make sure that you can afford it. We're not going to go through 08 again.
How do they get you?
Call my honey. She's at 870-405-0793. She spins the plates. She tells me where to be and when. Make no bones about it. So, but give her a call, 870-405-0793.
There you go. Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you, Bobby.
We'll be back in just a bit. It's been This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zadora. 870-405-0793 is the number. Retiredtoarkansas.net is the website. Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team. We'll be right back.